The two main characters in The Go Away Bird are Ashley Bolt and Clementine Habimana. Clementine is a 10-year-old Rwandan girl. She's living in Rwanda at the time of the genocide in 1994. And her parents, her father is a Hutu and her mother is Tutsi, which means she's in a very vulnerable position when the genocide erupts. And she, with her family, have to run for their lives. When the book opens, we meet Ashley. He's living in a very grim housing estate. He's very down on his luck. He's trying to make ends meet by teaching singing. His self-esteem is pretty much at a low point, and we realise pretty quickly that to deal with his stresses, he actually cuts himself. And as the book progresses, we find out more about the reasons behind his self-harming. Though I have a lot of sympathy for Ashley, but it's pointing out the absurdity of self-harming and self-abuse when compared to what people in places like Rwanda in 1994 were having to deal with, real issues of, you know, running for your life and running from running from machete-wielding people. You know, that's a real problem, as opposed to the ones that we invent for ourselves because internally, because we don't have any real external threats in this country. Since researching the book, I've probably become more knowledgeable about Rwandan politics than I am about English politics, but I still find it all confusing, as Clementine does, and that's why it had to be a child as the protagonist in Rwanda, because I think it's really important to point out the absurdities of the adult world, which a child's point of view can do very well. When I told people I was going to Rwanda recently to do some voluntary work, many people had a kind of dubious reaction, as if it was still an unsafe place to go to. In fact, Rwanda has moved on leaps and bounds in the last 15 years. I found the people there very gentle, and I found people from Hutu backgrounds and Tutsi backgrounds being friends and neighbours again. There's very much an emphasis on not calling people Hutu or Tutsis. They very much call themselves Rwandans. There are elements of autobiography in the book. Obviously, Ashley is a singer of sorts, as I am. The book is about the differences in societies, in these two societies in the book, but it's also about the similarities between human beings and the connections they make wherever in the world they come from originally.